Welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day as a Type 1 Diabetic. On this day, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, half an hour before my alarm, from a hypo. So I had half a liquid dextrose sachet. I've really been enjoying having liquid dextrose rather than solid food, especially overnight, and especially when I'm going to be waking up soon anyway, because then I don't need to take on any extra complex carbs. Then when I woke up, I was 6.7 and rising, and it was before my leg day session. So I turned on my temporary basal at 0%, as I always do before going to the gym now that I'm on the pump. And I took half a unit of bolus insulin. Before leg day, I have half to a whole unit. And even though I was 6.7 and rising, I knew I was going up because I had only had the liquid dextrose sachet half an hour earlier. And then I had my pre-workout banana as always and got myself off to the gym. Okay, so oats are in the microwave. It is a little bit frustrating because I feel like I do now have my exercise insulin routine down on the pump, except it only works as well as my tech works, and I rely on my meow meow quite a lot in the gym because it's easy to just kind of go like swipe and there's my blood sugar, rather than having to scan all the time. And so what I normally do is I suspend my basal, which I did this morning. I then give a bolus depending on what my blood sugar is before the gym, and then I turn my basal back on again when I hit 7 or above. And I kept checking between every set on my smart app, and it kept saying I was 5, 5, 5. So I didn't turn my basal back on, and then I did feel like I was creeping up, like I felt high, like I felt a bit of a high blood sugar. And I scanned and I was like 9.2 and going up, which was annoying. So I then put my basal back on and thought it would come down, and then I thought a bit longer, and then I decided that I would do 1 unit of bolus, because sometimes if I just put my basal back then it comes down pretty quickly, but because I was already near the end of my workout and going into kind of like the less intense sets, I decided to do 1 unit of bolus, and that was about 15 minutes before the end of my workout. So then on the way back home I did another scan to check, and I was 11.2, which is annoying because, yeah, like I said, I do normally have my workout routine down. So then I just did my bolus from the pump on the walk home, which is so helpful. I love just being able to scan and then use this, put in my carbs, put in my blood sugar, and all does it, and I can do it literally as I'm walking home. And yeah, if I do it as I'm walking home, then obviously it gives me a longer pre-bolus time, plus the activity of walking helps the insulin kick in quicker. But because I was quite a bit elevated before I came home, once I got in, I decided to do my stretch before breakfast, so that was again another 15 minutes to wait for my pre-bolus. And my oats are now currently in the microwave, so it's been like half an hour since I did that dose, which does sound quite a long time, but yeah, I don't like to risk going high. So we'll do a little scan, and yeah, 6.0 and coming down fast, so that is like exactly where I want to be. So yeah, I'm gonna eat my breakfast before I do actually go low, and get in the shower, and then I will catch up with you guys whenever I do anything else. So I have done the Monday morning quick check of the emails, and it's time for me to do a site change. If I don't change my cannula after 2 days, then I do not absorb any insulin whatsoever, which is always fun. So I've got my insertion device ready. I have already like primed and set it up and everything, because I'm going to show you a whole separate video of how I change the reservoir and the cannula and do like a tutorial for the Roche Solo. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna put my new one in. I'm thinking of doing it the exact same place but the other side, and then I always have to hype myself up. Makes horrible noise. It doesn't even really hurt, but I get nervous. Okay. Ah, okay, that one hurt. Haha. Yep, that one definitely hurt. Gonna switch my pump to a new infusion site. I can catch up with you later. And all switched. I've just taken off my old site. One thing I am finding a bit tricky is that because it is like a fairly large bit stuck onto me, I am like running out of like sites pretty quickly, because unless I put it in a very specific area of my stomach, so anywhere kind of there on either side, which is obviously not that much bigger of an area than what it actually is, it falls off from my stomach because of like being in the gym and bending down and stuff. Obviously then my arm, I can put it on my arm, but my arm's obviously a smaller area, so I don't want to like constantly be putting stuff there, and because I only put my Libre on my arms as well, I only have one arm that I could possibly use every 2 weeks. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to keep, like, when the arm hasn't got the Libre on, I kind of want to give it a breather from all the adhesive, and not keep putting like pumps on it as well. And then obviously there is the leg, and I think the leg is my favourite site because there is a lot more, obviously it's a lot bigger, there's also a lot more kind of places on the leg where I can put it where it won't fall off. But the only thing is I can't have it on my leg for a leg day because it falls off when I roll the bar over my legs to do hip thrusts. So I can have it on after Wednesday morning, so I can put it on a Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning. But if I put it on a Saturday, then that means it will be still on Monday morning when I do leg day. So I only have 3 possible site change days so that I can actually use my legs. So I'm trying to use my legs every day that it's possible where it's not going to be a leg day, and then the other days I'm just kind of trying to alternate between stomach and arms. Annoyingly, I did then go high after my breakfast, which surprised me, but it might have been basically, as you saw before I had breakfast, it was like saying 6.0 and going down really fast, and then as I was eating, my tomato app was like freaking me out and saying I was like 2.9. So I also had some apple juice, thinking that I was low or going low, which I probably wasn't. It's just my tomato app freaks me out, and I really like need to sort that out because it's just so off. So it has taken a while to come down, so I don't know if you can see that spike at the end has taken quite a little while to come back down, which is annoying, but there's only so much you can do. So I'm now going to have lunch. It's about 1 PM. I'm 6.7 and going down, so I'm going to have rice cakes and some soup for my lunch. So I'm just going to plug in all of the carbs and blood sugar into my pump, and then what I do, because I always go on a walk after my lunch to help with my insulin sensitivity, I hold back, depending on which seems more sensible, depending on the total amount of insulin, I'll keep back either 1.5 units or about 30 to 40% of the total bolus, nearer 30% of the total bolus, I keep back, and I do a multi-wave bolus. So I do the first 70% straight up, and then I have the next 30% or 1.5 units to go over the next hour and a half, so that I don't go hyper on my walk, and then I don't need to think about doing any more boluses when I get home because it's already programmed into my pump, and that does tend to keep me nice and steady. So I'm going to do that bolus now, and make lunch because I'm really hungry. This is frustrating. I've got back from my walk and I'm 9.3 and going up, and I just seem to be creeping up a lot today, and it's a bit annoying because I did have my basal profiles pretty sorted, and I did have a period where I kept going low between kind of 2 to 5 PM, so we had to reduce my basal for that period, and now I'm just like going high. So like I said, since I've got my coil, I don't know when my period is coming, so I've put on my pre-period basal rates, which normally I go a bit resistant, so I have a bit more extra basal insulin for that, but it's not dramatically more than what I do usually. So I've had 1.5 units of correction. I put on my pre-period basal rate, which is only an extra 0.05 units per hour for this like time block. And if I find that by, it's 2:30 now, so if I find that by 3:30 I'm still being a bit resistant, I'm going to put on a temporary basal and see what happens, maybe like 110%. Because yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Like normally weekdays I'm very flat profiled as long as I don't have any tech failing. Yeah, it normally goes pretty smoothly because I have such a routine, and yeah, so I don't really know why I'm being so resistant today. I did legs in the morning as well, which is normally like makes me quite sensitive for the rest of the day. I've been on my walk, so I should be as sensitive as normal, so I don't know quite what's going on. I did the same bolus that I usually do. I have this lunch regularly. Normally this bolus goes completely fine. I even sometimes normally go low after what I've done, so who knows, but we'll see if this bolus and basal rate helps. It is 3:30 and it is time to see whether I'm now behaving. So I'm going to do a quick scan, and I'm also hungry for my snack, and I had quite a late lunch, but I'm already hungry, but I think it's because I had quite a small lunch, so yeah, 4.1. I'm the most impatient person in the entire world when it comes to my blood sugars. I want them to be perfect. I don't want them to be perfect now. So yeah, I think maybe what happened was I just didn't wait for a long enough pre-bolus before eating my lunch because I was really hungry. But yeah, now 4.1, and the good news is I'm on a bulk, so my calories have just been upped this week, so I can have even more snacks, which is great. So I'm gonna have a bagel with peanut butter and some low sugar jam. The only reason I'm having low sugar jam is because James is on a cut, so he's trying to cut his calories. I'm trying to up my calories, and so low sugar jam is our compromise, and the one that we've got at the moment is one that we tried from Amazon, and it's kind of gross, so that's a bit sad. But the Skinny Food Company ones I actually really like, so we're going to get those next time. But that is a bit of a ramble about my bagel. I'm also going to have some popcorn, annoyingly. So I normally order these little bags of popcorn. I get like sweet and salt or salt, just never plain sweet. It's not my vibe. But Sainsbury's, because we do our online shop, and they keep substituting me my like little snack size bags with like a big share bag. So I'm going to weigh out about 20 grams of popcorn from that, and that's going to be my afternoon snack, and that is about 40 grams of carb. So I'm going to input everything now, press go, and then I am 4.1 and dropping, so I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up my bagel, put the bagel in the toaster, then take the insulin, so I'll eat straight away, so that I don't go hypo before I eat, because yeah, like I said, now is my insulin sensitivity time. I completely ignored that when I did my little rage bolus, because I hate being high. So yeah, let's get on with it. So, I've now been hypo since I ate. As you saw, I only did 1.8 units of insulin for that whole bagel and 20 grams of popcorn because I was 4.1 and dropping, and obviously I had insulin on board. But all of the information was stored in my pump, and as you saw from the screen, the pump took off deductions based on insulin on board and the current blood glucose. And yeah, I did not even a pre-bolus. I took the insulin. My pre-bolus was no more than 2 to 5 minutes because I ate straight away, literally as soon as I had put that peanut butter and the jam on the bagel. I sat down and I ate, and then I was low as soon as I ate. So I had this whole apple juice, another apple juice carton, which is 20 grams of sugar, like straight up fruit juice sugar. I also put on a temporary bolus at 0%. That's been going for 1 hour and 5 minutes now, and I'm still 2.9. So yeah, I've been hypo since just after 3. It's now 5 p.m. I have not been able to concentrate on work, so what I've done is I've just taken, like, I took the whole time I needed to eat a snack. I took off like half an hour, and I'm just going to work late by half an hour because I'm concentrating a bit better now because yeah, obviously I'm becoming up. I'm really resisting the urge to eat more because it's 5 p.m. so I'm feeling fine in myself, like I'm not too shaky and I can concentrate on work now. I have had that whole apple juice. I have got no % basal on, so I know if I eat more, like I'm just gonna skyrocket. And I know it's not the Libre being off because I do, like I said, I feel the low quite badly, or I felt it quite badly, and it just hasn't come up yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push through this extra bit of work that I have to do because I took off that half an hour for the hypo, and then yeah, just have an early dinner if nothing else happens, and be cautious with my bolus for my dinner, and yeah, see. But clearly it was not being resistant earlier. I think what happened was I spiked during the gym because I was cautious with my pre-gym bolus because I'd gone low at 5 o'clock in the morning, and so yeah, I was cautious with that bolus, which is what caused a spike at the gym. I then spiked after breakfast, I guess because I had a little bit of apple juice, only half a carton that time, so it was only an extra 10 grams of carbs. But yeah, obviously I was dropping quite fast because I left a very long pre-bolus time because of the high at the gym. So that caused that spike, and then I guess I spiked after lunch because I didn't leave a long enough of a pre-bolus time. So yeah, it's just been a lot of like, it's one of those days where you're cautious from a low, which then makes you go high, so then you overtreat the high, which makes you go low. And like, luckily I haven't spiked higher, like I haven't gone above 11, which obviously I don't want to be above my range, but luckily like I haven't had major highs. It's just one of those days where it's like I'm just getting a bit on top of myself, and like I'm worrying about going low and then I'm worrying about going high. So yeah, I just need to kind of flatten out and then hopefully ride like a steady wave. Hopefully, like, obviously overnight I'll be asleep, so I won't be able to like panic react, and then hopefully I can wake up tomorrow morning refreshed and ready to just like, yeah, be a bit steadier. So yeah, here's a lesson from me to you: don't rage bolus, don't rage hypocorrect, and yeah, I'll catch up with you at dinner once I've done this work. Okay, so dinner time, it's now 6. We're going to be having a lentil curry like I said, so time for my scan. Thankfully I'm pretty sure I've stopped being low now, so that's good. Woohoo! Yeah, 7.7, okay, you can't see it, 7.7 and going up. So I am very quickly going to take off my temporary bolus basal. Like I said, like I'm very glad that I didn't eat any more when I was still like 2.5 after an hour and a half, because I would have shot right up. So I've got the lentil curry, and I've got obviously with rice, so I've got about 50 grams of carbs. Again, I walk after, sorry, I'm like talking and entering all my stuff into my pump. We always walk after dinner as well, so I always split my bolus. I think I'm going to split by a bit more for dinner than I did for lunch, just because lentils are very slow digesting, so there's more of a risk of like going hypo. So I've got 50 carbs, and it's just going to calculate, and I probably am going to wait a little while before I eat, just because yeah, I haven't had any basal on board for 2 hours now. So it's saying 5 units. I don't know why I've even bothered trying to show you. So I'm going to do a multi-wave bolus. I'm going to give myself 3.7 units now, and then have the rest to go over the next 2 hours. I completely forgot to show you this. This portion was giant. It was like this big, but I got partway through and realised that yeah, I didn't do long enough pre-bolus, because like I said, I'd had 2 hours without any basal insulin on board. And I also was getting really full as I was eating, so I ate up to here. We then went on our walk, which was like 40 minutes. Stopped off to get some snacks for later, and I'm now going to finish now that I'm back in range. I did spike up slightly, but I'm now 7 point something, and I'm going to finish my dinner. So for dessert, like I said, we got some snacks, and I got myself one of these pink magnums. So there's 25 carbs in this, and then I also going to be having a protein shake blended up with a banana, because and some Greek yogurt, because I'm quite low on my protein, which is all 50 grams of carb. Annoyingly, I have gone up to 10 now. So yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down day. I think I definitely need to have some looks into my basal, and considering like that's given the fact that I had a 40-minute walk halfway through my dinner. So it shouldn't be anything to do with the pre-bolus. So I'm just going to plug in my carbs to my pump and my blood sugar, and then I'm going to leave it. It's like 7:15 now, so I'll probably leave it until at least 8 before I eat. And I've also put a temporary basal on of 110%, because something's got to change. So tomorrow is a Libre change day, and you guys know I always put my new Libre on the night before, and excitingly I've got the Libre 2. This is going to be my first one that I activate tomorrow. So I'm kind of excited, kind of a bit nervous, because I don't want to like give my opinion before I've tried it myself, but I have heard lots of terrible reviews of the Libre 2. I've heard that it falls off really easily, and I've also heard that it's been super inaccurate for a lot of people. So I am a bit nervous about that, but I am excited to get the alarms and not have to have the meow meow, obviously, as long as it is actually working. I'm just thinking that I've got a bruise, quite a bad one there. I just don't know where I want to put it. So I just put it a lot lower. So this is the thing, I've got a bruise from where I had the pump, and now I don't know where to put the Libre because I can't put it on this arm because like this is in the way. I've got like nowhere else. I'm just going to put it right around the back, I think. We'll see. But yes, so I am going to try it, and I'm going to obviously try to stay as unbiased as possible because I haven't had it myself yet. And what I'm going to do is I will try 2 of them, and then once I've tried 2 I will give a review on them, because obviously I'm not going to do it after the first one, because you can always have a dodgy sensor, whether it's a Libre, a Dexcom, a Guardian. Like, no matter how good they are, you can always have one dodgy one. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to see my Libre review. In terms of the Libre 2, in terms of today, I did go low before I managed to have my snack, because I did wait a very long time because I was scared of going high again. Oh, see, even that this doesn't look smooth. So it has been a bit of an up and down day. Like, it's not too bad, like I haven't had extremes. The highest I went was 11, the lowest I went was about 2.8. So it's not been extremes, it's just been inconvenient having on that little roller coaster. So I'm really hoping that tomorrow things go a bit smoother. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm nervous because it caught. Right, I've just gotta. I'm such a chicken when it comes to putting devices on. Okay. The only reason I don't even worry about it hurting, I worry that I'm gonna do it wrong and then I've wasted a Libre or something. So we're on. I normally don't do it that far on my back. I see like people always have it like really far around here. I always do it more on the side than like on the back of my arm. But I just don't know how I would scan it all the way around there. Like, even here, like when I have my like big coat on, if I try and scan over my coat, I like can't reach all the way around there. So we'll see how this site does. That felt completely fine. It is going to feel a bit weird having just the Libre again for a while and not the meow meow on top. But yeah, like I said, I'll update you all on that. Sorry, that was a bit rambly. I ramble when I get nervous. But yeah, this day, like I said, was a bit up and down, slightly annoying, but we're getting there. Like, we're over the massive blood sugar swings now on my pump transition. Like, I've now worked out the tech and I can do all that fine, and I've worked out that I have to do a change every 2 days rather than every 3 days. And now we have that, I'm not having the crazy blood sugar spikes. I'm just excited now to get more in tune with the actual use of the pump and when to do temporary basals and how long to do them for and that kind of stuff. So we've got rid of the big swings. I am going to do a review of the Roche Solo micro pump soon, and also like show you how I changed the reservoir and the infusion site, because from the looks of things it's quite different to, obviously it's very different to any tubed pump, but it's even very different to the Omnipod in terms of like the setup. So I'm excited to show you guys that. It does feel a bit weird because it's a very new pump. I think it's only available in the UK at the moment, so I feel like I'm kind of, I haven't seen any reviews of it on any kind of other type 1's socials, so yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of finding my own way. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll stop rambling and I'll see you soon.